Iran, Iraq. Fox hunting. We've been rejected. They don't want us. They just sabotaged our meeting as well.
Really?
Yeah, we had residents sitting there because I was saying that the lawyers that they've got involved are totally incorrect lawyers. I'm not going to be a lawyer. Even though I'm a lawyer, I can't do anything with them well. I did know the right people. So I brought them down today. They came down from America. Printed out all of this stuff, he was going to hand it out, and as the residents sat down, this woman called Pilgrim walked in, made them read out some speech, and then they got up and then they left. So they want to go to the celebrity lawyers and the washed up rappers, and they want to do that, then I'm worried.
It's unfortunate that people try to become celebrities based on the grief of others. It's staggering to me.
I went to the silent march, you know, and so I'm born and bred Labatt Grove, so I know not everyone in the last 20 years, granted, but some of the old faces. And I was standing thinking, oh my Lord, is this who the community representatives are now? Because all the old heads have gone, like people like Ian, my mother, they're all gone now. And I was so worried, so worried. They don't want to know.
With Leo Mohammed, man. I was with him yesterday or the day before.
In touch with the right lawyers. I mean, look at the CV. Did you see the CV of the lawyer that I was telling them to hire? They've just completely rejected him. Who wouldn't want this person who's done all of this? King's Cross Tube Fire Advisor, Hercules Airplane Fire Inquest, we lack of fire suppressant protection, Nimrod Airplane Explosion Inquest, Deep Cut Barracks Inquest, Iran Torture Murder Inquiry in The Hague, Puma Helicopter Explosion Inquest, Family of Gordon Gentle Advisory Explosion of Vehicle, represented the Occupy London group outside St Paul's, Government Weapons Inspector Judicial Review into the death of Dr. David Kelly, represented the Balcombe anti-fracking protesters, represented Brian May opposing Badger Cullen Judicial Review, brought about an end to hunting by arguing the Hunting Act, and then wrote the legislation. Also wrote the leading textbook on inquests and public inquiries. And that's who they've said to me, no, we don't want him.
No, because he wins. He gets the job done.
It's all about control.
Yeah, he gets the
they
job
don't want
done.
him. I was only here to say, please take this man. His wife is there, so no one can accuse me he's my boyfriend. His wife is there. I don't work for him or with him. So, well,
but
with
see,
him, yes.
It's interesting what you say, because I was telling your brother here that on Monday night I went to the residents' meeting, and it was a very different mood by Tuesday morning. And by Tuesday morning, the residents that I'd spoken to on Monday night, on Tuesday morning, they were saying, look, we've been told that they are going to choose a lawyer, a big, powerful lawyer, and everyone's going to sign off on it. And when I'm saying, who is they? Who is them? Who's actually shaping this narrative? Who's making these decisions? You know, there's vagueness.
Who is making the decisions? Yeah. Okay, so if it's the woman from the law centre, I'm not going to mention any names, but I said to her, have you applied for a cease and desist order to preserve it as a crime scene? She just looked at me blankly. I said, oh, what you need is criminal law. She went, I am a criminal lawyer. I went, love? Okay. She didn't even know that. No, I didn't know that before last week. I didn't know it. It's just that this QC told me this.
And what about the parents? I mean, don't they have a right to insist on getting those bodies and autopsies and that sort of thing?
Well, I don't think they can rush the removal of the bodies because it is a crime scene potentially. But what they should have done by now, on day 8, exactly a week today, is they should have made an application so that when the police and the fire brigade and all of their experts, the government, the council experts have gone and collected what they need to, that then they get a disclosure of all their notes, disclosure of all their photographs, disclosure of all their filming, and then have their own experts in there. Well, we're now 8 days on, so when they finish in that building, and then suddenly see the bulldozers coming in to bulldoze the building, everyone's going to go, oh, they're bulldozing the building. What are we going to do? Is this too late? Because your lawyers that you've got, your celebrity lawyers, break emergency glass, haven't put the applications in.
And that's the point, you see, the real conversation is not taking place. You know,
we know they need housing, obvious. We know the Tories don't like the poor, obvious. They know they don't like the ethnics, obvious. We know that. Everyone's talking about that. Hey, this is Tahara. This is Hilary Mohammed, UK rep. This is Shaila, European. John Peter Park. I'm a volunteer, please don't help me. I'm just a volunteer. I'm just helping people where I can.
There's no just.
Don't help me.
It's justice.
Yeah, there you go.
The problem is, from what I witnessed at the private closed residence meeting, is that the residents themselves are very powerless and voiceless. They are most of them are refugees. The Arabs and the Muslims are all refugees. So they don't want to rock the boat, and they don't know about this country's laws and things and rights and all of that. They just really, and they're traumatized. So they are not in a position to be making decisions about which lawyer and this and that. And so somebody's standing in front of them and saying, "This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. Now I need you all to sign off on it." Well, and if you don't sign off on it, then you're going to, there's going to be...
You're absolutely right. But the person who's making the decision for them apparently is an artist with an artist studio. He's deciding what lawyers are best. So I said to him, how can you make a decision as to what lawyers are best? We're lawyers. We can tell a bullshit lawyer when we see one. He said, well, you can't have a lawyer making that decision because they're not independent. I said, well, yeah, there's an argument for that. But however, how can you tell that who's a good lawyer? Because what do you know about law? What do you know about the issues?
Right.
You keep talking about it's a criminal investigation. Why? Tell us why you think that.
I think, as you stated, the mere fact that you are bringing a representative with a litany of challenges to powerful government and successes, and obviously that person has a history of being a human rights activist and a human rights representative of the poor.
Living in an
but those who are just coming forward with no history behind their name, and obviously we have to
well, the problem is they've got someone with history behind his name, but from where I'm standing, this man's nearly retired. He's no better than any of the other QCs that have offered their help for free. He's only made his name because he had one huge high-profile case. And for me, it's quite vulgar, actually, because you people who've run to, I'm going to say it, Mansfield, are showing that actually you don't know anything about the law. You just go, oh, we need Michael Mansfield. You're not thinking, actually, we need John Koo because he's the one with the track record, or we need this QC Moore, or all these other QCs that have thrown their hat in.
And then why don't they work?
They're not thinking. They're just thinking. Criminal barristers. So many criminal barristers have contacted me saying, look, we'll do this. Prepared to demote themselves. I'm very successful, and I said I'll be the tea lady making everyone's tea, but they don't want to know. They don't want to know. So
that's what I think when it comes to times like this.
I'm a celeb. This is what I call him. Yeah. No, it's not. In fact, I'm going to credit Miss Tammy for me. I have been. No, actually, no, I won't then. But there's something that we call him, which we won't say. But it's just. You just go to this person because he's in the papers.
Well, I think it's deeper than that, actually, because from what I witnessed is that, in a situation like this, the state normally embeds people into a crisis situation. Yeah. So when I went to the residence meeting, because that allows information to be flowing backwards and forward, and also influence over the narrative and what's actually been done and said. Now, at the residence meeting that I went to, there were these guys that were supposedly volunteers, but they looked like thugs.
Bullies. Yeah. I know. We were bullied today.
T-shirts and shorts. Yeah. They did not look like local whatever. So you can't see, who are these people? What is there's no transparency.
They're gatekeepers.
They're gatekeepers. Who is shaping the narrative?
So shall we say
who's in the room telling these residents the best thing for you is to consider this list of people, A, B, and C.
No, they've already selected their lawyers.
Or whatever, but I'm saying is that key decisions are being made based on advice and leadership that in itself is questioned. Yes, when it's over people that are severely traumatised and at the best of times wouldn't have a clue about what the hell is going on.
But people should make...
I was translating.
They should be able to make... What are we going to do to protect the survivors? What are we going to do to protect them from the gatekeepers? What are we going to do?
I think we definitely have to have a forum, as we were trying to have today.
Right. Because what's happened is they've been already attacked by the government, by the state, and now they're being attacked from within. From people who are saying they're from the community, but one of the guys that we met today, who claimed to represent 30 organisations, then admitted that he hasn't met one single survivor. And the only survivors that he met were the survivors that I invited to the meeting. I built up a relationship and they came today, and then they sabotaged the meeting and escorted them out.
Exactly.
Literally, barged in, bullying, intimidating.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Like the mafia.
They are literally terrorising the Iranian and Afghani women that I'm speaking to, that I was translating, and they are like my aunt, who's the same type of woman, and they are afraid
to speak out.
Saying if you don't go with these lawyers, you're not going to get anything. You're not going to get rehoused. You're not going to get any money. You're not going to get any compensation. You'll take everything from you.
You're not going to be part of our service.
It's unbelievable.
Exactly. It's total terrorising of these people at a time when they're very vulnerable and they don't have a voice and they can't even ask for help.
It's really sad, actually, because it's more injustice on top of the horrific injustice.
Exactly.
That's
exactly how I feel.
And you know, in a few months down the line, when there's other lawyers that are not qualified, realise that they can't do these people justice. What's going to happen when it all goes crashing? And you know what? You can't just go, oh, you know what, them lawyers fluffed it, so can we just start this inquiry or this inquest again, and like we want to go the other ones now.
You get one shot at
it. And you know Theresa May and this head of Casey are loving all of this.
Yeah.
They are loving all of this fighting. They are loving all of these meetings and all of these marches. So let them wear themselves out. When they wear themselves out, we're going to come and shaft them. And Tammy is right. They only get one shot at this.
Yes.
You can't say, oh, you know what, those lawyers were rubbish, and we're going to sue them or whatever. Can we have new lawyers? It's not going to go like that. We've got one shot at it. And already it's day 8. And nothing's been done.
I mean, I worked on several
so-called lawyers who are so amazing. They haven't even put in an application to preserve it as a crime scene. Are they for real? Even dumb old me knows that regular old.
And once evidence is gone, it's gone. Once evidence is contaminated, it's contaminated.
Well,
it's inadmissible. I mean, I've worked on cases like that, and I was just telling this brother here, the case in America. And it was a lynching that took place after the O.J. Simpson verdict. It was out in public, a young African American found hanging by the neck. And the police, before the sun came up, the crime scene was down, and that this was a suicide. And everyone in the community was traumatized and saying, this cannot be a suicide by hanging. Black men don't hang themselves. They don't hang themselves in public. There's no statistics for it. There was nothing to suggest it was